little slideshow. The purpose of this group is we know that the manual testers group is not our group, but manual testers in general. We're shrinking in size, and automation's the cool new thing. And there's plenty of reasons for there to be manual testers. And we thought that this would be a good opportunity for us to have workshops where we can bounce ideas off of each other. And so we're going to focus on increasing our skill set as well as learning new tools. So yeah, we're a subgroup under the QA at the point. So we coordinate with the workshops committee with QA at the point, and yeah. So if you have any ideas for workshops, please reach out to myself or Kim. Say hello, Kim. Kim's on the call. Yeah, feel free to reach out to us. Don't like we want this workshop to be something where we all contribute to. I'm in no way like an expert in manual QA. Like I don't have like any authority over anyone else as far as that goes. Like really Kim and I thought of having this workshop so we can get ideas from everyone else. So it's been pretty cool, and I appreciate you all being here. Our next workshop is going to be August 5th. Russell has volunteered to present on an accessibility tool called JavaScript bookmarklets. That said, if any of you have any other tools that you want to present, we're thinking about having 2 presenters at next workshop in August. It could have to do with accessibility testing, or it could be something completely different, just something that manual QA testers use. So if there's a tool that you like and you want to share with all of us, feel free to do that. And yeah, just be sure to reach out to us on Slack. I know that was on the previous slide. So today's topic is swarm testing versus mob testing. I'm a manual tester at Lucid Software. I've been with Lucid for 3 years. I've been a manual tester for it's been about 10 years now. That's hard for me to say. Like the first 7 years of being a manual tester, I didn't have the title of being a QA tester or being a manual tester. I had a completely separate title, but my job responsibilities were to do software QA testing. I didn't realize that until I decided to make a career move. And when I made a career move, I realized that there is something as software QA, and it worked out perfect that I already had experience behind it. So yeah, the link I have provided here, I know you can't copy that link. I will be sure to post it in Manual Button Pushers Slack channel in a little bit. We are going to be working with that document today. Let's see what my next slide has. Oh, so before I get into this, I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between swarm testing and mob testing. And then hopefully we can get participation from everyone here and how you utilize this at your own company and your own work. And then we're going to do a little demonstration towards the end where hopefully we can have a few volunteers to participate in a mob testing. So yeah, it should be fun. So swarm testing versus mob testing. Let me look at my notes here. So last month we learned from Craig how to segment an application for testing. And that can be used in various ways, whether it's testing a pull request that's coming from a developer, or it could be used in a group setting, group testing, and pair testing. And so the two things we're talking about today are two different types of group testing. And swarm testing and mob testing could have different terms across QA, right? Lucid may have their own terms as to what swarm testing is versus mob testing. I remember learning about mob testing and what it was. And then when I showed up to Lucid, mob testing was the term mob testing was used for swarm testing. And that said, there's no right or wrong here. It's just different terminology. I'm going to use the words swarm testing and mob testing today. And so I found, by the way, if you ever Google swarm, there's some pretty cool pictures on the internet of swarms. So this is one of the cool ones that I found. And then mob testing, you may think of a mob of either way. I could see where the confusion comes in, where we think mob testing is swarm testing, and really they're completely different. But they seem the same based off of the wording. Either way, to me, when I look at these two pictures, I'm thinking it's a coordinated attack. Whether it's people with pitchforks or it's a bunch of bugs swarming to find bugs in the software. But yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about the swarm testing. Here's another cool picture I found. It's gorgeous, some of these swarms that happen in nature. So swarm testing it's letting your group of testers know, hey, we're going to be testing this feature today. Can everyone jump in and just test this feature today? Sometimes it's a coordinated type thing. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's like, hey, can everyone just do a sanity check here before we release this into production? Or sometimes, I'm going to the last bullet point here. Sometimes it can be more of an organized, coordinated attack of testing. It could be like, okay, everyone, here's our charter for the day. We need this feature checked, we need that feature checked, and these 6 other features checked. So let's split off and let's do this. And so, do any of you do this type of testing in your own work? I know Kim does. Kim and I work together.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you do this kind of testing?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm not working right now. I stopped working in 2010, so I'm looking for a job now. But I've worked for enterprise companies, and this is something we do.
Oh yeah.
Before the final release, because it's an enterprise solution.
Yes.
At the last 2 days, just before we push it out to the customer, yes, everybody just takes the product and does whatever it is that they want to do, just to figure out if something will go wrong. Yeah.
Awesome. Did you have a name for it, or was it just a group?
No, I didn't. I'm surprised that there's a name for it.
Okay.
I mean, it is a small company.
Yeah, like I said, everyone uses different terminology on what this type of testing is. So it is good for sanity checking across different teams. So if there's multiple QAs that are on different Scrum teams and you need to coordinate with the other QAs, saying like, hey, I have this feature that my team is working on. It's about to go out into production. Can you all check to make sure that your stuff is safe? And then it's a swarm test. It's a coordinated attack, whether it does have a specific charter or whether it doesn't. We're all checking to make sure that this particular PR or this piece of code is not breaking the product, right? And so it's good for sanity checks across the QA team. It's also good for sanity checks on your own Scrum team. Your own Scrum team consisting of several developers, a PM. It's really good. Um, we know that quality doesn't only fall on QA, and that's a common misconception in development, that QA owns quality. We're not the only ones that should own quality. It should be the entire team that owns it. And if we treated QA as a waterfall, QA is the last person that's checking this new feature that's about to go out, then if something's broken in production, then it could seem like, whoa, this is QA's fault. You should have caught this. But if we utilize swarm testing before the release of a product or before we flip a feature flag in production, where you have all the developers, the PM, it could be development managers in on it. It could be anybody. It could be like CS, like customer success people that are involved with it, or solution engineers that are involved with it. We can invite people, and it's like, hey, let's get more eyes on this to make sure that it's ready for production. And then responsibility can be more apparent, that it falls on everybody, not just one person. So yeah, it works well as a final check before you turn something on in production. It works really well for that. So yeah, I'd be interested in hearing in the future if any of you use swarm testing um, as one of the ways that you do group testing. We use swarm testing quite a bit at Lucid, and sometimes it is a specific charter that the QA, it could be something um, that's something very fragile and it could easily break. Then there is a specific charter of, we need to make sure that all these places are checked. Or it could just be something that we touched that it could affect other teams. It's not super fragile. In that case, there is no specific things to check. It's just more of like, hey, can everyone do a smoke test of their area, or help me smoke test the whole area that my team owns. All right, cool. Well, if there's no questions, I'll move on to mob testing. I'm gonna change this picture. This could be what comes to our mind when we think of mob testing, but hopefully we can change what comes to people's mind. I'm gonna focus on a different type of mob. I'm gonna focus on the mob boss. um, I'm thinking, so mob testing, before I go into why I'm thinking of a mob boss right now, I'm going to explain what mob testing is. So mob testing, you generally have 3 people that are testing at a given time. If there's more people in your group testing, they could be observers. They're just watching what's happening. But it's a really cool tool that I think that could be utilized even more at Lucid. Um, and I've done it at other companies that I've worked for. So the 3 people that are actually doing the testing, there's a driver, there's a navigator, and then there's a note taker. So by driver, I mean someone is the driver of the mouse, and they're moving the cursor around and they're clicking on things. But they don't get to decide where they move their mouse to, and they don't get to decide what they click on. The navigator tells the driver where to go, what to click on, what to do. Then you have a third person being a note taker. When we do this, we could encounter bugs. We could have observations about like poor UX or poor user experience, right? Um, and so we take notes, and everyone else is being an observer. Everyone else can ask questions. They can't navigate. And you set aside a specific amount of time, like, okay, we're going to have this person be a driver, this person be a navigator, this person be a note taker. We're going to spend 5 minutes, and then we're going to swap roles. The next person is now the driver, and the next person is now the navigator. And if you do that 3 times, then everyone got to play a role in this. And that said, if you have more than 3 people in your group, which oftentimes Scrum teams are more than 3 people, you could have people come in and decide to be a driver or decide to be a navigator. And it's really cool because it helps us, what's the word I'm looking for? Like to check the user flow of things. We're not just clicking on things as if we're QA. We're actually pretending to be a user. Hey, go click on this, drag this out. Let's right click here. Let's see what options there are. It's really a good way to put the driver in the user's shoes because there's a navigator telling the driver what to do, right? This is also really good if there is a bug in the product that bugs the hell out of you and you can't get anyone on your team to pay attention to it or to fix it for you. And it's something that could even block you in your testing sometimes. But for whatever reason, it doesn't get put on your sprint. Um, it's something that doesn't get estimated. And so one way that we can get the point across to our PMs is to have our PMs start out as the driver, and then we could be the navigator. And we start navigating our PMs, for instance, to navigate into a bug that bothers us. And as the driver, the PM may want to investigate that bug a little more, but they can't because they're not the navigator. And it could be a way that we can show our PMs or our developers like a bug that just really bugs us. And then when it's their time to be a navigator, I've actually seen this several times before. When it's their time to be a navigator, they want to reproduce the bug. And so when they're the navigator, they tell someone else how to reproduce the bug and it bothers them. And then it ends up on the notes. It ends up in a Jira ticket and ends up on a sprint. It's pretty cool to see. This way of testing, the mob testing, is also really good to use before a feature is released to production or a feature flag is about ready to be flipped in production. I do see this as a way of group testing kind of early on in the development of a particular feature. Because a lot of times, like I said, mob testing can focus a lot on user flow. And if there's something wrong with the user flow, we kind of want to fix that early on. And so maybe midway through development of a certain feature, we want to say like, hey, let's plan for a mob test. We got this much developed already. Why don't we do a mob test to see if we like what we have? And then it can help you get that much closer. And so I relate it to the mob boss here in that as a mob boss that has a little crew, there could there's a driver. There's someone that commits the crime. There's someone that does this. Everyone has a specific role. And so in this mob testing, you have 3 specific roles. And then you set a time limit, whatever that may be, and then you rotate. So everyone has a chance to be a note taker or a navigator or a driver. Have any of you done mob testing before? Have any of you heard about mob testing before?
I'm not sure if I've heard that term before.
Hmm?
I've certainly heard of pair testing, which is two people.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard this go through.
Yeah. Yeah, pair testing is another way to do like group testing, right? Many times it's just two people doing it. This is a really cool way to get a whole scrum team involved. Um, so everyone sees um, if there's something that we're trying to say about the particular feature that's in development and not everyone's grasping what we're trying to say, we can organize a mob test um, with these specific roles, and people get a clearer picture of what we're trying to say. And it's not only beneficial for QA to show the rest of the team, it's also beneficial for everyone on the team, because it could be that this mob testing clears up some acceptance criteria that may have been missing in the first place. It could be that the developer didn't get clear acceptance criteria from the PM. And as we go through the user flow, the mob testing is also coordinating communication amongst the team. It's communication between PM and developer, as well as PM and QA. QA could have completely misinterpreted what the story was all about in the first place, but the developer and the PM could have been on meetings that QA wasn't invited to. They could have solved a lot of problems in their meetings that QA wasn't invited to, and we wouldn't have known about it. And so organizing the mob testing is a good way to get acceptance criteria that maybe wasn't written down for us, or maybe the acceptance criteria wasn't even talked about in estimation meeting. So yeah, are you all good if we try a mob testing? Um, if we don't have enough volunteers, I'm happy to jump in. So we're gonna have one person do the driving, one person be the navigator, and one person be the note taker. And just like swarm testing, sometimes there's going to be a charter with it, and sometimes it's just kind of like go explore everything. And that's where this all ties back in to what Craig talked about last month in segmenting an application. And so when you do have a specific charter that's broken up, that's segmenting the application. Today we're just going to kind of do the free for all, but we're going to let the navigator decide what they're going to do. So I had which slide was it? There it was. I'm going to have you all go into this document. You don't have to have a Lucid Chart account. I'm not trying to sell you Lucid Chart account. However, Lucid Chart and Lucid Spark are really cool things. But don't worry, you don't have to sign up for an account today. So in Manual Button Pushers, I'm actually going to put this in a thread. I'm going to post a link to have you all go to that link. Does it let you go into the link? Aha. I see Kim.
Mm-hmm.
I see an anonymous guest. Oh, perfect. It's working. Cool. Well, this is Lucid Spark, everyone. I wanted to practice mob testing today, and I didn't know a free software that everyone could use. However, Lucid Spark allows anonymous users to participate. So it worked out well. So I'm going to ask 3 of you to be in the mob test, and the rest of us will be observers. Could I get somebody to be the driver? Is there someone that wants to be the driver?
What is the role about? I just joined late, so trying to get an
Okay,
idea.
so today we're doing a mob test. It's a type of group testing.
Yeah.
And there's 3 roles. There's a driver, there's a navigator, and there's a note taker.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So the driver is the person who's controlling the mouse and controlling the clicking.
Okay. That sounds pretty
However-
simple.
However, the driver doesn't get to control where the mouse goes, and the driver doesn't get to control what they click on.
Uh-huh.
The navigator tells the driver what to do. And the driver is not allowed to click on something that the navigator didn't say to click on. And then we're going to have a third person be a note taker. So, Kim, you volunteered to be the driver. Is that right?
Unless Dimitri really wants to.
You want to be the driver?
Yeah, I can be the driver.
Okay.
That's the easiest thing, I guess, for now.
It's easy until you
Um,
want to go somewhere and click something.
Just listen carefully.
Okay. Do I have a volunteer for a navigator?
Need another person.
I can be the navigator if no one else wants to do it.
Don't mind, I was giving Christina or Russell
Okay.
because that's the teller of things.
All right. Dimitri, what's your anonymous guest name?
Let me see. Bugerina, I guess.
Okay.
There are no more anonymous guests.
Okay.
So the
I
choice is
see-
limited.
I see Russell in here. And I also see a Bunno.
That'd be Christina.
All right. So Kim, did you want to be the navigator?
Since I have done a mock test before, so I thought it would be fun if
Yeah.
this
If-
concept give
So-
them the opportunity, but if not, I don't mind.
Okay.
So a note taker and then
I could take the notes.
Okay, Russell.
like you can tell Dimitri what point to and what to click on and stuff, or do you want me to do it?
We're gonna set a 3-minute time limit, and then we're gonna rotate roles.
Oops.
It's gonna be
We'll
fun.
get to try each
Yeah,
role,
it's going to
so-
be fun,
It's
that's
gonna
for
be
sure.
fun. So Russell, you'll be the note taker. Just to let you know, you can take notes here in Lucid Spark if you want to. You can just pull out a sticky note onto the board here, or a text box, and just start taking notes. And Kim, we will have you do the navigation. So you're going to be telling Dimitri what to do.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start the 3 minutes now. Dimitri, your color is, what's your color?
Should be like orange or something like that.
The orange color. So if you click on the orange, it's the orange with the letter P up at the top, you can follow Dimitri. Does everyone see
Is
that?
it me or not? Because the orange,
Hungarino?
the orange, oh, that's not me, probably.
Oh,
Oh, that's not me
Are you
because
agreeing?
I'm not moving the mouse. What?
oh.
So who am I then?
Not sure.
Are you Bono?
Uh, I know.
Are you-
Let me try to put something on the deck.
Yeah, your cursor might be a certain color. Can you see your cursor at all?
For me, it's just a regular cursor. That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, should I stop sharing my screen and we have Dimitri, are you okay sharing your screen today?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It could be
Let
that
me
because I'm
open
sharing
the,
with some Sparkboard
let me go
that
out of the
creating
minimized.
delay.
All right, let me get, I haven't shared my screen in Zoom in a long time. Okay, where's the thing? Okay, view is not that, right? So,
It might be green and say share screen.
share
at the
screen.
bottom.
All right. So this is the browser that we want.
Yeah,
All right. Can you see the browser now?
yeah.
Yes.
So here I am. This
Yeah,
is
you're
the thing
light
that,
green. You're Bono. You're
Oh, no.
nice.
okay.
But this
You are
is all I see, right?
That's
I
weird.
don't see
Yeah,
any
you don't see the-
colors.
Oh, and your
Yeah.
colors are different from our colors. So yours is red. So you are the red one or Bono.
That's
Trino.
interesting. Because yeah, this is what I created.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Kim is going to navigate you for the next 3 minutes, and then Russell is going to take notes.
How do I
No.
change the font size? It's like the text is.
On the
So-
sticky, it will depend on the size of the sticky. So it's gonna be as big as the sticky. If the sticky is smaller, the font.
The font size will automatically adjust inside of a,
Okay, so as if I add more, it'll.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll text wrap and then it'll get.
So am I seeing the whole screen now or?
Yeah, so you can scroll out. So hold Control and then use your mouse button.
Okay, Kim, navigate.
Okay, got it.
I am. I'm navigating.
Oh yeah. So okay, that's yeah.
What
This
does-
is my first time with the things.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do the clicking, Dimitri, unless Kim tells you.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
we were getting set up still. Okay, and go. Do we have an agenda? Just a free for
Just free for all.
all. Okay. So right click on Luigi.
On what?
The cartoon character on the canvas, the Luigi with the green hat.
You're breaking up for me. That's the thing.
Oh, that is me.
Okay, I will navigate.
Yes.
I will navigate. Right click on Luigi.
Right click, done.
All right. And go to copy.
Copy.
Click on it. And then right now your cursor's on the Lucid Spark board. Right click on the board and paste. Okay, copy and pasting. Okay, so go ahead and click dismiss and press Control V. Perfect. Grab that second Luigi and drag him to the right. Place him in a nice spot right there. Perfect. Let's go ahead and highlight the manual, click on the manual button pushers box. Let's right click it. Go down to edit group and click on that. Okay, now click off, click onto the board. And let's drag manual button pushers. Click and drag. Okay, so that didn't ungroup. Let's right click it. Click on ungroup. Okay. And then click on manual button pushers again. And drag that away from the black box. Perfect. Let's drag it back to the black box. Let's highlight. So click and drag to highlight both the box and the text. Perfect. You want to, yeah.
I think they're separated, so
So you should be able to, yeah, there you
kind
go.
of
Now
like
right
this.
click,
Yeah. Okay.
right click, and let's group them again. And let's make sure that they're grouped. Let's click on it, drag it. Perfect, they're grouped again. Has that been about 3 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Russell did a good job taking notes. It's up to you on how you choose to take notes during a mob test. It could be everything that you checked. It could simply just be all the bugs that you found. So let's go ahead and switch roles here. I can be the driver. Russell, do you want to be the navigator?
Okay.
And Dimitri, do you want to be the note taker?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, Dimitri's the note taker. So if you want Dimitri, because you're not the driver, you're allowed to drag out a new text box if you want. Or you can do a sticky note. Perfect. And you can go ahead and stop sharing your screen, Dimitri.
Right. Did that.
And I will start sharing my screen. Let's see how we're doing on time. Perfect. Let's see, share screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not getting the. Are you seeing the Lucid Spark board?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The funniest part that the GIF is active for you, but it wasn't active for me.
Really?
Yeah,
That's good to know. That's something that you should put down.
that's the difference because
But-
it's not active for me.
Put that down in the notes. That's something that we can come back later. Okay.
Oops.
So Dimitri is taking notes. The monkey is inactive for anonymous users. Perfect.
In what way was it? I'm able to. Well,
Sure.
I guess I'm not anonymous or. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually have your name on there. You're not assigned a random name. Do you have a Lucid Spark account?
No.
Interesting. Well, that's cool.
I probably have a guess. We were clicking out from Slack, right?
Yeah.
And that mostly it was asking for your permission to send the information and stuff. And I just canceled that and just got as anonymous. That's how I got it. It probably this is the way how others got to be authorized, kind of.
Gotcha. All right. I am the driver.
I don't think it asked, but I clicked on it from I had Slack open in the Brave browser. It's had a tab open, and I clicked it from there. And that made a difference too. You know, they're in the Slack desktop app.
All right. So I'm the driver. Russell, go ahead and navigate and tell me what to click on.
Okay, right click on that the monkey, whatever it is, picture. See what right click on that and see what, okay. Select add comment.
Add a comment. Do you want me to actually add a comment here?
Yeah, say, this is a monkey. Actually, the comment.
Okay, now all of the observers could actually check to make sure that the comments are working on their own if they want.
And close that with the X.
Okay, what's
Can you
that?
click on the X at the top to close the? And then where does it? The comment doesn't show. Okay. But the comment will show then again if you right click again and see if the comment's still there. Okay, yeah, so it still has the comment there. Okay, close that again.
So there's a little comment icon that showed up.
Okay, that's what that is. Go down to the two men on the motorcycle and sidecar.
Sorry, what was that?
Go down to where the two men are on the motorcycle and sidecar.
Okay, Indiana Jones.
Okay, yeah. And drag. Can you drag that? Yeah, drag that over top of the yellow sticky that's above it. Okay.
This yellow sticky?
Yeah, okay, so the sticky shows drag the picture so the sticky is just in the very top left-hand corner of it.
Drag the picture so
Yeah.
the sticky's in the top left.
Yeah, and then can you type something in a sticky about the picture, just like Indiana Jones or something.
Okay.
And you right click on Luigi, and are you able to? Okay, is there a way to rotate that, or is that under arrange? What's under? See what's under arrange. Bring the front and the back. I guess duplicate, select duplicate. And then drag one of those beneath Indiana Jones and his pal.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. I adjusted the size of Luigi.
Yeah, I guess it won't quite fit.
Okay.
I guess that's the 3 minutes, I would suppose.
Yeah, that's about 3 minutes. All right, should we switch one more time?
Okay.
Russell, are you okay being the driver?
Mm-hmm.
And then Dimitri or Christina, did you want to hop in at all? You don't have to. I don't want to put you on the spot.
I was thinking about it, but I'm actually working on an iPad with the Magic Keyboard, so I can't really do the whole right clicking thing because I didn't put in my mouse.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just lurking around, and
so can you see my screen now?
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dimitri, do you want to be the navigator? And I'll
that's gonna be fun. That's for sure.
Perfect. Yeah, like feel free to like go through the toolbar on the left side. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Have fun
Yeah,
with
I have a couple of ideas already.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I will be the note taker.
All right.
I'm
Let
gonna-
me know where to when to start.
You can start now.
Yeah,
All right.
go ahead and get started.
All right. So can you please pause the GIF with monkey?
Yep.
Can you start it?
Huh. Yeah. Okay. Wait, so when you pause it,
Yeah, can you pause again?
yeah.
So we have a possible bug here, right? So the GIF is disappearing when it's paused. All right.
Yeah, that
Can you
surprised me.
can you start it again?
Mm-hmm.
Where? So it's gone. Oops. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
that goes.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's back. It's loading. So can you change the speed? It looks like there is a way to change the speed
Think
here.
so.
Yeah, click here and see. Can you change one more time?
Mm-hmm.
And one more. What's the limit? Oh, it's slowing down. That's interesting.
Huh. Yeah, I would have thought it'd be.
One more time. That's interesting.
So as an observer, I'm not a navigator here. When Russell changes the speed, does it change the speed for everybody? Or just
I think it changes the speed for me.
should we try it again?
Yeah.
With all the
Let's
observers
see.
checking the
Okay, it's 5 times.
So for in the video, right? It's changing the speed in a video. But for my personal board, it's like still
Yeah, I don't really see a big change. I mean, like it's, it's
kind
1
of-
times now. Well, 2 times seems faster.
Yeah, but
And the 4 times does, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So it
So
only
it's hard to say the difference between the first iteration.
okay.
Pretty much.
But the 25 times seems slow. Oh, that's 0.25.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the quarter.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see the
Quarter X.
decimal point. I was thinking, well, that's not 25 times faster. That makes sense.
Yeah, I should have gone full screen to see more of that. Okay, so yeah, this is interesting. Let's try another thing. So please highlight the Luigi, which is on top of the Indiana Jones picture.
Which
The one
one?
in the middle.
Okay.
Luigi in the middle, this one. Yeah, right click.
Okay.
And select arrange
Okay.
and send to back.
Okay, that worked.
Okay, can we do the same operation but change to front? Arrange, bring to front. Oh, this is interesting. So can we right click on the sticky note with Sean Connery? Can we say arrange? And yeah, send to back and click away somewhere. Okay, so it's hard, at least for me, it's hard to even notice anything under the picture. So it's kind of hidden completely.
Right.
And hard to say if there's anything behind the picture. So what if you click on the picture in the area where the sticky note is sent to the back? So yeah, there is no way you can even know that if you arrive just now, there is a hardly you can say that there is something behind the picture unless you drag it away. So can you drag the picture a little bit away somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Your choice. Yeah, so sticky note is there. Yeah, this is an interesting observation, to me at least. So what interesting else we can do? So on the picture, we have a menu bar, right? So there is a, what is that? A smile face in the panel for the picture or something like that. I just, where you have, yeah, this one. What is this? Add a reaction. Nice. Let's put a smile.
Okay. It's here.
Okay, this is the, can you click the smile? Yeah. So just, you know, getting up. So it's gone. So is it the way how you remove it? That's interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's going far away from 3 minutes.
All
to
right.
me.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
thought you were on a roll.
I can go much longer.
Okay, yeah, that's good. You did great. Russell, you can go ahead and stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
as you saw, like a lot of you have never used Lucid Spark before. You didn't know what was going on. Sometimes in development, we haven't used these features before, and we're not fully understanding what the acceptance criteria are in development. And so when you arrange these mob tests to have, like, as you notice, like as we started switching roles, you started to pick up, oh, okay, this is how Lucid Spark starts to work. This is how this is supposed to work. And then we start finding observations of like, okay, that's interesting. I can't see that the sticky note is behind the picture, but it's there, and there's no way for a user to know that. What if someone hides things? Is that a bug? Maybe it could be a design flaw, but that's something that we could write down in our notes. That's something we talk about with our PMs and say like, hey, is this working as designed? Do we want to do anything to make sure that we can show that the sticky note exists behind the picture? And then as you saw, we found like a bug with the GIF. So I'm on the Lucid Spark team, so I guess I have to file that bug tomorrow. So
Go ahead, man.
but yeah, what do you all think of the mob testing? Do you think it's something that you would end up using? Or what benefits do you see that you could get out of this?
To me personally, this is the first experience, and I never heard about the approach before. Overall, this is interesting because we have like three pairs of eyes. And if I miss something, my partner can probably see something and say something immediately.
Right.
I can do a ton of, you know, exploratory testing, but I am the only person who's doing that. And I have now like 2 peers who can see something that I don't see. And
Yeah.
this might be really valuable because although we spend like triple the time, there is a chance we can cover in one go much more ground that I would cover alone doing the same exercise. So I think that there's a parallel with pair programming, mob programming, as I understand.
Absolutely.
But I can see that the you know, the different roles you if you're busy doing the things, yeah, you may miss certain things that the other two people are going to see, and then even like the note taker when he's not, he or she can focus more on observing because they're not their hands busy with a mouse or not trying to think of what do I do next, and so you can see that you can get additional observations or additional ideas. I mean, you know, often one tester will think of something that you know, the other one didn't, and
Yeah.
so I can see it being valuable.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been in mob tests before where a PM and a UX are in on the mob testing, and let's say UX is being an observer, and as someone's navigating, as someone's navigating, UX could be like, that doesn't seem right. And then it sparks a conversation between UX and PM.
Mhm.
And you hash, like all together, you start hashing out like, okay, we're no longer looking at a mock. We're actually looking at like what we've developed so far. Is this the experience that we actually want to have? So it's really cool. And there's several different ways to do group testing, and swarm testing and mob testing are just two of the many ways to do it. So yeah, any other questions, comments? I'm glad that we were able to collaborate like that and be able to actually have a live demo.
Yeah, I think this is fun overall as an exercise. I mean, although you do something close to this pretty much when you're troubleshooting, right? It's not exactly the same thing, but when you have somebody else like a developer, or you kind of, showing them how you replicate, and they often would like you to be a navigator and say, oh, can you click there? Can you go there? Can you open that thing? Can you go there and open that thing for me?
Yep.
Or can you stop all the thing, right? And stuff like that. So oftentimes you just change roles with a developer who's becoming a navigator, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, definitely.
Good comment. All right. Any other comments, thoughts?
Yeah, there is something to try, I think.
Cool.
Yeah,
awesome. I will,
because I would definitely try that. I'm not sure that the team would be on board, but why not as an exercise, just for fun?
It's quite cool. Oh, go ahead, Kim.
I don't know if I'm still breaking up, but I was just saying a team activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's for sure. A fun session with the product.
it helps it so that everyone is involved in on the quality and not just QA. We're testing this together. We all own this together.
So there's kind of, you can involve anybody, right? It just doesn't have to be only the test team, theoretically.
No, when I hold mob tests, I rarely do it with QA. I mostly do mob tests with my Scrum team. I have the PM there, I have UX there, I have all my developers there. And we do this mob testing and we take turns doing it. Sometimes we swap in because there's more than 3 people on our team, right? And so we tag team it, we change roles, and you're establishing the acceptance criteria with everyone. It's not just QA that's gathering acceptance criteria, it's the developers gathering acceptance criteria from the PM. It's the PM working through some of the thoughts with UX. And yeah, and then if there needs to be a change of course and how to develop the rest of the feature, then it can happen right there. And then in the meantime, we as QA have gathered the acceptance criteria we need. So then when it is actually on like QA's plate, like the QA has already started early on in the process.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, to start early.
Awesome. Well, it is 8:03. Again, thanks everyone for coming and for participating. It's really cool that we were able to do a demo like this. Hopefully we can keep this rolling and spread the word amongst everyone else at QA at the point. I don't take credit for it. There's someone that has created this mob testing type, this way of testing. I don't know who that is. I could do my research and figure out who it is and just post it in the channel. But I appreciate all of you coming today.
Yeah, thank you for having this.
All right.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for later.